Well, hello and happy Wednesday, everybody. It is Doug Robbins, your wedding officiant, or to some I'm known as Doug the officiant, and just that. It is Wednesday, and you have landed on engagement. Welcome to engagement. So you've heard this story before because I've said it pretty much every show, just so that I'm very clear. Uh, People say to me, "Well, Doug, you're a wedding officiant, and you deal with people that get engaged all the time, and your show is called Engagement, and is it just for people getting married?" And I always say, "Heck no." I said I started this during COVID. It was a way to engage with people, engaged or otherwise, and it started because I was free on a Wednesday and wanted to have some giggles and some cocktails and talk to people and engage in conversation. And we've talked to people that have been inventors, some people that just want to drink. We've talked to celebrities, local celebrities. We've talked to some phenomenal females. We've talked to, we did a wing contest. Pretty much whatever tickles my fancy and that I can do, we will. So we are now in season 5, and this is the first episode in season 5 that is dedicated as part of a series to farm to family. So we're talking about females in particular that are bringing something from a farm to your family table. And as you know, I like to cook, so I like to be around a table. Conversation always happens easily around a table, and especially when there's something festive and something food related around it. So we have 2 great guests on tonight to kick this off. This is going to be a 4-part series, and share it with your friends, send it out, tweet it out, share amongst everyone, because we want people to realize how important the food chain is. Especially we're dealing right now with problems getting food to grocery stores, or shortages or price hikes. So let's talk to the actual farm families that create, produce, grow, and love what they do. So I'm really excited. The first person on tonight is Jess. And Jess Snobelen is a very proud farmer. And she comes from Snobelen Homestead. And I've got her waiting behind the wings. And there you are, Jess. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Very good, very good. You're in the farm office?
Yes, I am.
Perfect. So you farm. You've always been a farmer?
I have not. No, I grew up in the city of Brantford, actually, and I met Brad when I was down here for college, and then I suppose, as they say, the rest is history.
Rest is history. Yeah. So Brad, I've got a picture of Brad. Actually, I creeped your page. So there the two of you are in the middle of a flower field. So in love. I just love that. You guys at the farm. I've got a picture of the farm as well. So this is what you see in the fall as you drive up. I'm a huge pumpkin nut.
An old picture, that's for sure. But that was our first year in 2018 when we first started growing pumpkins and fall squash and that sort of thing. So since then, we've made a few upgrades and renovations to the exterior of our barn. So we've got a more permanent farm stand now, but we still stack everything out on pallets so that kids and families can come out and walk what we call the front yard of the farm and pick out their pumpkins and just enjoy the fall weather on the farm.
Nice. So you guys do a lot besides just fall. You do more than pumpkins. You do all kinds of produce. You do. We'll get to your big topics here, which are some of my favorites. But here's an image of an autumn table. So you've got some mini squashes, and you got some regular edible squash and some decorative corn, and I'm assuming you do sort of like a straw bale corn cob kind of decoration for your front door, for porch.
Yeah, like a porch package type idea. Yeah. We usually do that sort of over one weekend. You kind of have a pickup weekend, so you pre-order, and then everybody kind of drives through the farm. We've got the big horseshoe laneway here, so you can come in and load up your truck, and then you can get out and stay a while, or some people just take it home and excited to decorate their porch. So yeah, we do that every fall.
So, fall is on its way, but let's not talk about that yet because we barely got to summer yet. So,
a lot of work going on.
Right now is work time for you. I'm assuming you're doing more of this.
Yes.
outdoor
Yes.
planting. So you're hand
Yes.
planting here. Is this your flowers?
Yes, that's the flower field. Yeah, so that's Fiona and I just a few weeks ago planting out some of the flowers that I grew from seed here in the house over
Mhm.
the winter. So yeah, just crawling around and putting little tiny plants in the holes that we grow on the fabric. So yeah, lots of
So
planting time, lots of hands-on work right now to get everything planted and in the ground. And the last couple of nice light rains that we've had this week have just been perfect for all these young plants to get a good start.
so when you first met Brad and you were down here and he said come on down and live in Chatham, Kent. Um, did you always plan to do like to actual farm and did it evolve or was a lot of this already happening on the farm when you got here?
No, none of this was happening when I first
Wow.
moved down
Okay.
here.
All right.
Brad and his family had been in livestock production, particularly hogs. So they had been raising pork for, I mean, most of Brad's life. I think somewhere around 2008, 2009, they stopped producing hogs. They shipped the last from the farm. And then after that, Brad was solely into cash crop, so corn, beans, some wheat sometimes. And then, yeah, I guess we had an idea to try and diversify our operation a little bit and wanted to try with pumpkins. And I've always wanted to grow sunflowers. And then, of course, everything just kind of really took off from there. But yeah, so we just had an idea, started in 2018 with sweet corn, a few varieties of pumpkins, and that's pretty well it.
Yeah. Well, there's I love this shot. You have some really great photography actually on your website. The
Thank you.
sunflowers. I mean, sunflowers and corn and pumpkins. I mean, you had me at sunflowers. Those are my favorite things. Those are gorgeous. I mean, you have a lot of
Thank
varieties. You have they're
Yeah, it's been quite a learning curve to get into this flower farming world. When the very first year that we grew sunflowers, I thought I was getting what would look nice in a jar or in a vase. They were not at all what I grow now. But I mean, that's just the process of learning and trial and error. And I guess I've always been up for anything, never afraid to try or fail for that matter. So yeah, we grow, I think, 6 or 7 different varieties of sunflowers now. Most of them are single stem. Some of them have those plummy colors. Some of them are orange. Some of them are bright yellow as the traditional. Yeah, so 6 or 7 varieties now, and then dozens of other varieties of flowers.
so as I mean, whether you're in the farming business or in the food business, you're in business, right? And a
Yeah.
good entrepreneur sees the need. And right now, of course, with what's going on overseas and regular yellow sunflowers are the symbol for sort of solidarity for the Ukraine.
Mhm.
I'm assuming, knowing that you're very astute, you probably jumped all over that.
Yeah, I was trying to share a sunflower a day on our social pages just to try and, I guess, encourage and try and keep a little bit of a positive, because I mean, it's heavy. There's no doubt about what's happening in the world and how heavy
Mhm.
it is and how heavy people are carrying it. I mean, I'm super fortunate that this is not touching, my family directly, but I mean, I certainly want to show our support and, yeah, like you said, solidarity.
Absolutely. So I pulled off some other great photos before we get to sort of your red ruby talk. Um,
Yes.
that's gorgeous. It's
Thank you.
simple. It's gorgeous. People need to, I think, in my opinion, how I've always done it is have fresh flowers around. They just brighten your day. They smell
Yeah.
better. They make you feel good.
Yeah.
This one here is gorgeous. Very very farm. Very simple. Very
Yeah.
nice, but elegant.
Rustic wildflower like. Yep.
Mhm. And then I love if you look close the jars with
Yeah.
the Snobelen bags around them is a really great touch. So
Yeah.
what you've really become very popular with or for is this your red ruby popcorn. Tell
Yep.
us about that.
Yeah. So we actually grew it, I believe, the first time in 2018. And like I said, not afraid of failure. So we grew it, picked it by hand, stored it in the barn where we thought it would just, take some time to hang out, dry out, and then we would shell it off. Well, before we even got to shell it off, some critters living in the barn had a feast. We had nothing left. So 2019, we planted again. We planted a little bit more, hoping that if we were going to lose some left over. So we planted in 2019. And then, of course, the pandemic rolls in March of 2020. And by then, the popcorn that we had harvested from 2019's planting was dried. And we thought, okay, well, we have a little seed cleaner at home, like just a very small, basic seed cleaner just to kind of knock all the, husk and silk off the harvested corn. So then we started bagging it. I tried to design up a sticker for a bag, and I think it was a weekend in April. Everybody was in, lockdown at home, and we thought, well, we can do the porch drop-off. Everybody was doing the contactless porch drop-offs and pickups. So I put out on our social media, I said, the first 10 people to reply that they're interested in this, send me a message, and we will deliver you a bag of popcorn the next day. So we did that, and we delivered our 10 bags, and we drove all over Chatham-Kent dropping them off. And it really just absolutely went bonkers from there. We sold out everything that we could clean and process by hand, I think, in the next 6 weeks that year in 2020.
Wow.
So then, of course, we planted it again and harvested it again in 2021. And what we thought was like 6 or 7 times as much as what we planted in 2019, we sold out again. So then we really upped the ante. We planted 5 acres of it last year, harvested it with the combine, and have really tried to take it next level so that we actually have inventory to get us a full calendar.
Well, the thing people don't maybe know about the red ruby is that when it pops, it's extremely white. It's very, very
bright white. Yeah.
Pure white. So yeah, it's unique to have that as opposed to just regular corn. And if you're having a popcorn night because you're stuck in the house and you can't go to the show, or just because it's a good snack, it's a great thing to try. So reach out to the farm. You guys do online orders. You can drive out and pick it up. As I've done before, and it's something local. So we're going to talk about a little about organics and food chains and all that when we bring our next host in as well. And so we're going to circle back to you as well. So in the meanwhile, we have our next guest coming on, and if you've ever toured through this neck of the woods, you've probably heard this name. You've probably seen their sign. They're on a main thoroughfare here. We're going to bring in here next Hope, who's from Parks Blueberries. And Parks Blueberries is a bit of a legend in Chatham-Kent, and everyone knows of them, and people come by the busloads to see them. So I got to meet Hope for the very first time actually recently. She's I guess a second or third generation operator of the business, and found her to be a real spitfire. And I asked her to come on, and she's like, sure, I'll do that. So Hope, how are you? Oh, you're muted.
Hi.
There we go.
Oh, well, I'm hoping I have a good internet connection here, Doug, because I am in the boomies, and sometimes it's not really that
rural internet is definitely a big topic of conversation. So yeah.
Well, thanks for having me tonight. So yeah.
Thank you. I don't know if you know Jess. Jess, if you know Hope.
Yes,
It's Chatham is not that big, and you're out in the country in the same sort of neck of the woods. So
yes.
So how's it going out to Parks Blueberries? You guys are probably very busy with planting and getting ready for the season.
Yes, it's been getting better each day, especially with everything trying to be, open now. Mm-hmm. So we've seen a lot of people coming in the store now, and then yes, we were able to start planting some of the things that we're not able to during this beautiful rainy days.
Excellent. So for those that don't know what Parks, or maybe forgot, this is what it looks like from the outside. This is a drive-by shot from a few years back. You guys are known for a lot of things, but right now you're doing a lot more in the way of strawberries.
Um, well, we kind of add strawberries in it. We just have a little strawberries. Like we are a little guy. We are still the blueberry place, but yes,
Yes.
we just put like a little bit of strawberries there. So it's
Yeah.
only like an acre of greenhouse, but it's been doing good. So it's actually a very big experiment.
Oh, that's good.
Um,
We just talked about that with Jess about, you trying things, and if you fail, you fail.
yes,
And if
it is.
you never
Yeah,
know.
yeah, it's kind of scary.
Mhm.
Because we started, we built a, we started in 2019, and then it did not get finished right away. There's so much things that can't be done because of this and that. So finally Bruce finished it 2020, and we started planting, and of course everything just went different in 2020. So
Yes.
but then it created something new to the place. And so far we are still in the storm, but we know already how to sail in the storm. How about that?
That's a good way to put it. So you
Getting
mentioned
better.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce is his parents or his grandparents are at the farm.
His parents.
His
So they
parents.
started it actually when Bruce was only 10, when they
Yes.
started planting the blueberries. So
Nice.
and I became part of the family 14 years ago.
Ah. So
Yes.
here's a picture of I also creeped your page as well. Here's a picture of the gang
Oh,
and Bruce and the fam, and you guys out in the field. So blueberries, of course, are really big with you, and people that have been there know that the baked goods are always delectable. The blueberry scones are always a popular thing. And I'm a foodie, as I've indicated, and they are delicious. The covered strawberries
oh,
are
that's good.
a fan favorite, right? And your pies are huge. So you guys make your own pies in
Yes,
house,
we
as you
made
make
all
everything
our
in house.
baking. We made everything. All our baking is made from scratch in our place.
Awesome.
Our
That's
pies,
awesome.
our scones, our muffins, and then we also have some meat pies right now. So we extended our cafe.
Hmm.
So and we also offered some prepared food or lunches or dinner.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's doing good too.
Now I have a picture of your
So
pies because, of course, everyone loves.
well, that's the lemon meringue pie. Yeah, it's
Yes,
really good. It's a
gorgeous.
blueberry lemon meringue pie, so it's kind of different.
Nice, nice.
Hmm.
So the you guys also produce. This is more scones. Um, One of my, of course, weaknesses would be this.
Oh yes.
Yes, the butter tarts.
Mm-hmm.
They're always
It's
consistently good. I'm not sure who's in the back making those, but they're always
oh
very good.
Tina.
Oh,
Tina
Tina.
made that. So she's been with us for 27 years.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. So she
Wow.
is she walked and she journey with Diane. So actually almost all the recipes there are made by Diane Parks,
Mhm.
and of course her daughter helps her. And now Tina continue it.
Wow. So it's a legacy.
Yeah.
That's amazing. It's great that you guys carry on the consistency in the story. So I want to talk to the two of you about what's going on right now in our neck of the woods and well, actually around the world. We hear stories, especially because we're so close to the States, about food chain interruptions. I mean, it doesn't get any easier to get food or more direct or faster than going to the farms, right? So Jess, let's hear your take on sort of that farm stand kind of. We call it farm gate in the business, but being able to go right to the farm and get it right from a stand.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we're talking about more than just a trend. I hope that this buying local and supporting the farmers directly is going to be something that continues, and whether or not we can actually thank what has happened in the last couple of years, whether that's appropriate or not, but I think it's opened society, the public's eyes as to what may be actually available in their backyards, or a short drive from their house or whatever. So, like I said, we're really hoping that this is here to stay and that this is not just a trend or a fad that we're going to ride out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
absolutely agree. Hope, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, you guys have always had a very large traffic pattern through your neck of the woods, through your store, and people realize, when you're buying, fresh from the
Fresh.
farm,
Mhm.
it's always important.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think there was also beauty in disguise of what just had happened, as what Jess had said. Because we started with our strawberries also. Like blueberries is our name brand, so
Mm-hmm.
it's already there. People know we have 11 varieties, and they come and they chose from those varieties, and it's fresh. It's there. You pick it, you eat it.
Yeah.
But strawberries, it's kind of new, and it happened when we first planted, and our first produce happened during 2020. And the beauty about it is it has given the chance to showcase. And I think we were grateful for that, because you have to think that you're also competing with strawberries coming from California
Mm-hmm.
and coming from Mexico. And you can't deny that sometimes they have it on sale in Sobeys for like $3, which is amazing, I guess. That's the beauty of competition, right? But if you think about freshness, and yeah, it's
Yeah.
wonderful. And you know what you're having, you know the quality of what you have.
Mm-hmm.
You know that the people who planted it put so much love and effort in what, because we are little, so we are able to focus on our product.
Yeah,
So yeah, and the people
it's
was
very
able
true.
to, yeah. So
People don't realize that buying things that are fresh, that are only hours or minutes from your door, are going to have
mhm,
more flavor, be um, sustainable, and help
mhm,
other families at the same time. So it's really important. And actually, there at the end of this series, um, I'll be talking about how buying fresh is so important. I'm doing a bit of a thing on that as well. So I agree completely. And there's a difference. The $3 flats you buy from the superstores um, don't have the flavor that they've been picked at the same time, and they've been forced to ripen it in the truck on the way to the store. And yours is comes off the vine ripe, and Jess's popcorn comes out on the right
mhm.
time, and it's all about having it at its peak, which is very important. So excellent.
And if I'm
Now,
going to jump in, I think some
yeah,
people are becoming more cognizant of their carbon footprint and their environmental footprint on the whole. So, I mean, eating
yep,
something that you could buy 15 minutes from your house, but you bought it at the grocery store and it was trucked across the continent. I mean,
mhm,
Mhm.
I hope that, like I said, I hope it's more than a trend. I hope people are starting to make that connection that,
yeah,
I mean, I'm going and buying the Parks Blueberries or the Parks Strawberries at our local grocery store in Richtown, and I'm bypassing
Yeah.
the ones that are still on the shelf from California.
uh, yep. I agree. I agree. We actually have a person coming on here in a few weeks who grows garlic. I'm huge. I mean, I do a lot. I do all the cooking in our family, and love fresh garlic. And there's a difference, that stickiness that garlic gives you when it's fresh, right? So there's actually
Mhm.
someone coming on who's growing it locally as a side hustle, as a side business. And the difference between that, and of course, when you see the bags that come from overseas, they don't compare. It's hands down. And price is not really that different. It's very, very similar, but I'm supporting
Mhm.
local as much as possible. So stay tuned for that. That's coming in about 3 weeks. So what is your trend coming your way for the upcoming season? Like, are you? We'll talk to Hope first. You guys have, of course, you guys do seasonal things as well. Like, I know that the first time I met you, Hope, I was in your store. You didn't know who I was, and you're like, "Are you coming to get Thanksgiving dinner here?" And I said, "I said no, I'm cooking it myself." She said, "Well, we have it here. You come get it to go." Which some days would be a saving grace because I bust my butt cooking. But you're coming into spring. Are you doing things like strawberry socials, or I know picking's going to happen in a few months? And tell us what's going on out there.
Pretty much our May is kind of busy because of Mother's Day, right? And it's kind of like our preparation month also. And then with strawberries right now, it's pretty much like a strawberry season right now. And June, I was actually thinking about that too. Like, oh, maybe we should have like a strawberry social. So I'm still kind of thinking about that because this is our second season of strawberries, and I haven't really prepared myself on doing things like that because it's been a crazy 2 years. Like it
Yes.
was like very stressful and it was different.
Uh-huh.
And June also, it's kind of like your time that is also, it's running time because July will be here, and then that's gonna be your blueberry season. So you only have that little bit of time. But we're always here. We're baking. We have our cafe, and then, but we're hoping that we could have a strawberry social this June.
Yeah.
We did last year actually, but we did a fundraising for hospice.
Nice.
So that's what we did for strawberry to culminate our strawberry season. So maybe I will let you know, Doc.
Let me know. And this is what we're talking about. When you have something that's local and you support local, you get the best, freshest product, and you help, whether it's a charity or help a family. And it's the small businesses that support and sponsor things like, baseball for kids and soccer for kids and all those important things that we do in the community to give back. So, Jess, what's going on at the farm for you?
Actually, we just sent out our email newsletter to our subscriber list. We're going to host 4 on-farm events this year. We used to host a big vendor day market event in the fall. So instead of doing the really grand vendor event, we're going to do 4 sort of farmers market type events here at the farm. So the first one's coming up June 18th, and that will be sort of like our launch party for launching our ruby red popcorn in our new custom packaging and talking about what stores it's in locally and that sort of thing. So that's kind of like a launch party celebration for us. And then we will have 3 more events that align with our flower subscription pickup days. So in July, August, and September, we'll have additional farm market type events here at the farm. So those will always be Saturdays from 9 to noon. We just love having people here at the farm. I mean, we're going to continue doing the cut your own flower workshops in the evenings. Those will start probably the 3rd or 4th week of July and then go through until September when it's too dark to be out in the evening. So we really like the workshops and the having people out to the farm, and not everybody, especially over the last 2 years, not everyone's been able to go out and do things. So now we feel comfortable enough to have people here and welcome everybody back and just kind of get out and do some things you haven't done in quite a long time.
Excellent. We're also going into that season where some people are using hand-tied flowers for arrangements for weddings or events or bouquets. So there's a lot of great opportunities. Is your sunflower field, is it visible from the road?
No, it's technically not even a field. We grow them in very narrow successions just for cut purposes.
Because people will find them for
people will find them,
they'll trample in there just because I'm the king of selfies. I would do it just to get a selfie with the sun.
You'll have cars parked at the side.
Perfect. I'll scope it out. So that's awesome. I mean, I love the fact that you guys both have that local flavor, if you will, to support local, and I always sent you guys some questions in advance of this, and I always ask a question or two on the end that are completely spontaneous, and quite frankly, I roll with whatever happens in our conversations, because that's really all this is a conversation. We just have a chit chat about what you do, and there's never high pressure. There's not, there's no math equations to be done. You don't have to show your work. It's pretty simple, but you guys both provide food to the public. What is your favorite food, and what is your least favorite food that you produce? Jess, I'm going to go first.
Ooh. Only what we produce?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Okay. Favorite, probably summertime tomatoes. Mm-hmm. That would be a toss between summertime tomatoes and sweet corn. Least favorite, well, not from a taste perspective, but from a inability to get things to grow would be cantaloupe. I have tried cantaloupe melon, musk melon, a few times now, and can't get those things to go.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, you should only grow what you like. That's my bend on it as well, right? You should only grow things that because then it's easy access for you. You've got whatever you want right out there. I was doing a recipe recently with squash. There's so many variations of squash right now, and so many of them have edible skin that people are, no one likes really peeling a squash, but they have very thin edible skins. A lot of the green ones are the variegated ones, and it's delicious and it's easy to repair. And so that's something to put in your cap someday. Hope, do you have any products you love or don't necessarily love, or maybe are a pain in the butt to make, or
I love blueberries. That's my favorite.
Convenient for you.
But there's 11 different types though. So my favorite is bonus.
Okay. I had no idea there was 11 different varieties of blueberries.
Yes, actually there's more, but we grow 11. Nice. And then and bonus they're very big and plump, and they just taste so good. It tastes like the crossbreed of blue crop and a duke.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you'll be in the farm, Jess or Doc, that is usually the end of July and first week of August.
All right. I will put it on my map to come out. And Is there anything
you would love it? So easy to pick.
Yes. Oh, perfect. I don't like picking my stuff, but I mean, I do. I tend to eat more than I pick. So, or more than
Don't worry. We will weigh you.
No, you won't. Weigh-in days around here on Monday, so I will never be there on Monday.
Okay.
Is there anything that you guys produce that you just don't, either it's a pain in the ass to do, or you just don't like, or it's...
Oh my goodness, I don't know. Well, you have to think, Doug, I'm from the Philippines.
Yep.
So I'm not really into pastries so much. Like it's not a thing that we do, right?
Right.
So my least favorite, but they're so good. I know that. I'm not really into cherry pie. Okay. How about that?
That's fair. That's fair.
But that's my father-in-law's favorite.
Yeah.
So
it's not my top favorite either, but yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, but your butter tarts are definitely the one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I can't have a pecan tart in front of me.
Me either. That's why I don't do weigh-ins at your place.
And imagine I'm there every day. So.
Oh, that's tempting. That's very, very tempting. So I encourage everyone to come out and check out your locations, check out what you guys do, get to know your local purveyor, your local farmer, because it's really important. When you get to know them, you find out what it is they can produce for you. And you'll probably, if you follow me on Facebook or on Instagram, you'll see me doing more and more of that sort of sourcing through social media, things that we may not have around here, or I'm not familiar with, or outside of the season right now. Two of the things I'm a hot pursuit for are fiddle ferns and smelt. I've never had either, and I've got a recipe that I want to try both of those in different recipes, and so I'm going to be socially asking people where to find this. Do I want to go out to the side of the road and pick fiddle ferns? I don't know about that, but if I had to, I probably would. So stick around while I say goodbye to the folks, and we'll see you on the backside, so don't go anywhere. So, all right. Thank you again for coming to engagement. Have a little chit-chat, a little sip, a little learn something, I hope. Next week, we have another 2 female farm-to-family guests to talk to, and it's never dull here. It's never boring, because we try to find something that's interesting to talk about, something that tickles my fancy. So again, thank you for coming to engagement.